Why won't the dang thing just work? Just do the thing you're supposed to do.
Hangout. Let's hang out. 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 Hangout. Let's hang out.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hangout. What's up, everybody? How are we doing tonight? Good to see you all here. Hello, Gortium85. What's going on? Chris Peasy, what is up? And Jade Star in the house. Nuclear Roblox. What's going on, dude? Nightshine 1988. What's up? Epiphonium. What's going on? Let's see who else. Fat Panda Cat. What is happening? Let's see who else do we have here. Brad Example. What's up, man? How you doing? G'day, Wick. How's it going? Tremor Bear's here. What's happening, Tremor Bear? And Kim Harden Hudson is here as well. Glad to see all of you here today. Yeah, I got look at this. I'm here. We're chilling in front of the fire. It'll keep us warm, like Tremor Bear says. But yeah. This show tonight brought to you by the Solid Gold Rockers, which you can be one of if you wish. And those are folks who help out the channel. PayPal.me/Thomas Christ Music. And also sponsored by the Criminally Undersubbed Gang, which I think a lot of us belong to. So, but yeah, a lot of us are criminally undersubbed, and it's a shame. It's a real shame. Hello, Omni Collective Creativity, trying to truck through studying, but questioning why emotion even exists. So it's been a day. At least I only have to go to college on December 7th, and then I'm all done until January 17th. Well, that'll be a nice break. You get that all out of the way. You don't have too long to go. You're about to hit a nice long break, so that'll be welcome, I'm sure. A cold acre, what's happening? So we're gonna talk about tech frustrations because oh my, I ever do a doozy. I did it to myself though. I really did. I did it to myself, and we're gonna recount the events of last weekend. Following, you may have watched the Thomas Christ Live show right here on the channel, and it was a great Thomas Christ Live. If you missed it, you should definitely go and check it out. Tech sucks, says Wayak. Yeah. Hi, Manny of the Lily Pillies. By the way, as we were speaking of the Solid Gold Rockers, thank you to Manny of the Lily Pillies. Thank you to Frank Turzo, and thank you to Tremor Bear. They're all very recent. Recently joined the Solid Gold Rockers for December, so really appreciate that. I'd be remiss if I did not mention that, so thank you to all of you and everyone who supports the channel for that reason. Anyway, so let's talk about last weekend. So for Black Friday, I thought this was going to be a really great idea. I got a SSD hard drive for my Mac Mini because, hey, skunk water, what's all that? I don't know what all that is. Okay. Anyway, back to the story. Chris Durham Music Channel was here as well. Hello, Chris. So here's the deal. I bought this new SSD hard drive. I thought this was going to be a great idea because one thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to use Time Machine to back up the Mac Mini. One of the things that happens when you use Time Machine, if you want to go back in the Time Machine, you have to format the drive first. You probably can maybe get a sense of where this is going. I had a regular standard hard drive, external hard drive, that had a lot of stuff. I store a lot of stuff on there, stuff that I don't want to keep because this Mac Mini only has 256 gigabytes of hard drive, which was an oversight that I thought, oh, that'll be enough. That's plenty. But I keep stuff on this other hard drive, and I couldn't use that as the hard drive for the Time Machine because it already has all that stuff on it. So you probably are. I think you're all seeing where this may be going, and so I hook up this new SSD drive, and one of the things that I wanted to do, I wanted to split it because it's 1 terabyte. I want to split it into like two 500 gigabyte things so that I can have one portion of it for Time Machine and the other portion of it is storage. And I did that. Here's where the problem came in. I set it up as some kind of wrong file type or something, and then I go to set up Time Machine. Hello, Leela, as well. Another great mod on the channel, along with Jade and Al. Oh, I did. Oh, I actually did that. We'll get to that. The problem was that I went to set up Time Machine, and I went to set up Time Machine, and it suggested a hard drive to me, and I looked at it, and I said, I think that's the right one. That's the right one. So I went ahead and I formatted it, and then it dawned on me, oh shit, that hard drive was the old one, the one with all my stuff on it. And I just formatted it, and it's being used as Time Machine. It hadn't backed anything up yet, but that's why I bought the new hard drive, so I wouldn't do that. But anyway, yeah. So this all turned into what I have on this drive is I had, first of all, my full discography is on that drive. I do have that backed up in iCloud. iCloud is another thing. We'll get to iCloud. But I had it backed up on that drive, and yeah, that's exactly it, Leela. I had old Logic projects for a lot of my songs that I pretty much like. And I know Pete John says if you don't have it in two places, you don't have it anywhere. But I only had it in one place, some of those things. I had like videos of old Thomas Christ live shows that I had downloaded to edit and stuff. Some old music videos, some old LumaFusion projects were in there that I zipped up and sent over there because now. So here's what happened. So then I realized this. Now, first thing I got to do is run in there and I got to stop Time Machine from doing anything. So I get in there, like I couldn't get in there fast enough, trying to figure out, okay, I got to get Time Machine to not back up anything to that drive, and I don't think it did fully. It may have started to, and then the next thing I did was I looked up. Okay, I accidentally formatted a drive that I want stuff off of, and of course, like it's all complicated because it was set up as like exFAT or something, and now it's whatever the new, whatever the modern Apple format is. So you're also dealing with, it's a different file format now too. So I looked this up, and the first thing I came across was somebody said, all right, if that happens, what you got to do is get this software. It's called Drive Drill. I think is that what it is? Drive Drill. Let me see. Let me be sure I'm right about that. Disk Drill. Disk Drill is the name of the software. And I'd never heard of it, but it sounded good. It's hello, Pete Johns. Great show, by the way. Jade as well. Both did awesome shows before this one. So anyway, yeah. So I got this Disk Drill. You know, it's just one of those things that, like, you're desperate and you're like, it sounds like a plan. So I downloaded this Disk Drill thing. I had to let it run overnight, or scan the drive to see if it could find stuff that was hidden in there. And it's finding all this weird shit. It's like finding all these little like snippets of files and things. I'm like, oh, is this even gonna work? So I let it run all night. And then I was kind of relieved because I woke up the next day and it finished, and it looked like a lot of the stuff that was there it found. So I was like, oh, sweet. So I'm like whatever the thing, restore, I think was the terminology it used. Like, click that button, and then it's like, oh, you have to buy this. Of course. How much does that cost? So this is where we get into this. You could be a solid gold rocker, donate to the channel. It's like, oh yeah, you gotta buy it. How much is that? Hello, my knees hurt also. Good to see you. Don't work with technology. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd rather play an acoustic than fixing things. Anyway, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to buy this. How much is it? And you go and click on it. $89. And I just bought all this stuff for, bought all these plugins. I bought a new microphone, bought the drive. So basically, it's kind of like, almost like, and this is a great business model by this company. It's like, here, download this software. It'll find your old files. And then it finds them. And then you want to restore it, and it's like, okay, $89, pay up. You're desperate for your file. How bad do you want those files? And it could probably have been $200, and I probably would have paid it. And you still don't know that it's actually going to work, because it gives you like probability that it'll fix this file and other things. And so some of them said high, some of them said low, some of them said medium. But again, desperation. Oh shit. I just knocked a whole bunch of shit over. That's all right, though. But yeah, desperation. Well, talk to the wife and see, how can we pay for this? We have to pay for this. So $89, which becomes almost $100 when you add in tax and everything. There you go. And it did work though. That's the thing. So like, I wasn't disappointed. Got most of the files back amazingly. There was a couple of videos that like didn't completely restore, but for the most part, it actually did get the stuff back. Now these drives have been a little bit funky since I got them. I'm not even going to attempt to look at them right now, because sometimes there was already issues happening. I had to actually reinstall Mac OS Big Sur on this computer, because this was before this even happened. It was having problems connecting to the hard drive. It wasn't recognizing the hard drive. I had to call Apple tech support over the phone. Is very good. I have to commend them on that. I talked to a very nice lady, and she walked me through the process, reinstalled the operating system. Fortunately, didn't have to wipe the drive. Probably should wipe the drive at some point. Yeah, and then we get into the whole issue of iCloud, and iCloud is frustrating. iCloud is frustrating because sometimes you have things that are in iCloud and they're not downloaded, and you go another piece of software will try to open that file from iCloud. The thing's not downloaded, and it'll just crash the program. Instead of like saying, "Hey, your thing is not down, your file's not downloaded. Do you want to download it?" It just crashes the program. Sometimes you'll go to download one thing, and it'll download like the whole directory that it's in. Well, I only have 256 gigs of space. I don't want you downloading all of that stuff, but it'll do it. So I've had a lot of issues with iCloud. I wish iCloud would just work like a normal thing, like a normal cloud, instead of trying to do all this syncing crap. This syncing crap is what fucks it up. I got to tell you, it is incredibly frustrating. It's great to have the extra storage because, you see the problem if you're trying to sync, you have 2 terabytes of storage space in iCloud, but I only have 256 gigs of space on my hard drive. And it sometimes will try to download more than what it even has, and then it locks up, and I hate the cloud. Pete John says iCloud just needs a couple of simple check boxes. Keep on server or don't download to local drive. Yeah. And the Collective said, what if iCloud worked like Google Drive? Well, that's what I want. I wish it worked like Google Drive, but it doesn't. But the thing with Google Drive, I could use Google Drive. But then I got to switch everything over there. That's a lot of stuff to transfer. I don't really have the storage space locally. I barely, it'd be real difficult to do it. The other thing that this whole thing, I know I'm scatterbrained with this. I'm just kind of like venting about all these different things. When I formatted that hard drive, the other problem that it caused is my Logic library was on that hard drive, and I have tried to I mainly use FL Studio these days, but I did try to open Logic just to see what was going on there and what would happen with its library, and it apparently the library, I thought the library was restored, but it didn't reconnect with Logic, which isn't very surprising. But now it's trying to download everything, I think, to the hard drive instead of over to that drive, which is supposed to be on. So that's causing problems because I don't have enough storage space to even download the Logic library. So it's just a mess. The whole thing is just a mess. Yeah, if you can afford the Apple stuff, you got to deal with the Apple costs. I got Apple to avoid the crashing and stuff with PC. Epiphonium says staying with PC. I mean, I think overall Apple is more stable than PC, but when things mess up, they really mess up. It's kind of like you get like big things. The thing that doesn't have major problems that I've noticed is the phone, and I think that's what gave me the sense of security because the iPad and the iPhone generally have been pretty stable. I know there's issues from time to time with various things, but nothing catastrophic though. You rarely get it to even lock up to where it won't work. But that does not seem to be the case with the actual Mac itself. Epiphonium hasn't had a PC crash for 20 years. Wow. Well, that's lucky. Nuclear Roblox sticks with the Apple product. It's very interesting to use it. Lou Reality is thinking about starting a short PC music making show. I think that's a good idea. I mean, I used to do all my music on PC for, I only got Mac in 2021. I was using PC up until then. I did, I had iPad and I was using iPad briefly, but on the Collective had a community post discussing the iOS 16 bugs. Yeah, I still haven't updated to iOS 16. Haven't taken that plunge yet. Thinking about it. In reality, also a short acoustic guitar show both in the morning before Jade. Yeah, I was thinking about you, Leela. And I'd asked Pete about this, but there was a. If you're not familiar with Nick Nimmin, you should probably get familiar with Nick Nimmin because he's kind of a guru when it comes to like YouTube stuff, and he does these shows throughout the week. The show that he did was on StreamYard. StreamYard has various people that they bring on and they do live streams, and he's one of the people that they use. And he came on and did about an hour and a half show. I think it was on like Tuesday or Wednesday. About just various things with YouTube and how to basically like maximize your channel, get more views and stuff, grow your channel. And one of the things that he was suggesting was doing short live streams. And I'm kind of compelled by this. I thought of you when I thought of this too, though. Saying like, if you do a long live stream, don't not do that. But if you're gonna add more shows, do shorter shows. You know what I mean? So like 10, 15 minutes, and you have to come in and you have to be like ready to go. You don't even necessarily even address the chat. You just you come in, you do the show, you talk about like one topic, and then you get out. And apparently that's a good thing to do. And of course there's also the shorts. Hello, Metalhead Hippie. What's going on, dude? How are you doing? Nuclear Roblox, not had live streaming yet. We'll plan later by testing. All right. Yeah, and so that's the thing. Like he was saying, a lot of us do like longer shows, in the 1 to 2 hour, or 4 or 5 hours. I mean, it's fine to do, and he does a couple of long live streams that are like 2-3 hours long. But he's saying like you do that, and then also do like 10 to 15 minute, 20 minute max shows. I think it's a compelling idea. And I see the appeal of that. And apparently it's like it's less commitment for people, so they come in and they can check out a show and they don't have to feel like they got to be there for a long time or anything. I could see something like that being effective. Mr. Smith says, I am here, but I am not. Hello to all here. Can't chat or reply. Hello, the mystery Mr. Smith. What's going on? But anyway, the Collective says, my Omni React shows are all below 10 minutes. Just me reacting to one song per episode. Yeah, I've heard a couple of. Well, you did a song. You did a show about one of my songs. Yeah, that's. I think that's good. This is a little different what we're talking about here. This is about doing an actual live stream, but having that live stream only be about like 10 to 15 minutes long. Mysterious Smith, very mysterious. He's a man of mystery. But yeah, so I seem to get back to the hard drive situation. I seem to have got that under control. I think that's working. But it's still a little sketchy at times. Chris would tune in for a PC music show. So do we have a lot of PC music makers out there? I think Gortium is in that camp too. Is that correct? Another PC music maker. Hello, did I say hello to Dwight Bailey? Hello, Dwight Bailey. Dwight the Hitman Bailey. What's going on? But, yeah. I still have I have the PC over here. It's still there, but it barely works. It's on its last leg. Chopin is too hard right now. I think Chopin is too hard most of the time. Almost all the time. Yeah, and then there's the issue of shorts. I gotta get into the shorts. I gotta try on a pair of shorts. I have ideas kicking around in my head for what I would do for these shorts, but so that was another thing. There was another channel that I was watching, and the Channel Makers is the name of the channel. Channel Makers was suggesting that it's not a great idea right now to do the shorts as a promotion for your shows. You should do shorts, but they should be a separate thing. That was his basic. But he said also that there's, at least the word is that the shorts are going to eventually be able to, you're going to be able to put a link right in the shorts. And when that happens, then that changes things. But I know Jade's been doing advertisements with shorts, and it's worked for her. So I don't know. I also wonder sometimes about like the kind of people that you get in with shorts, because that's a different group of people maybe that watch the shorts, and you just have to wonder about the quality that the Habs lost. Oh no. I wonder how my Pens did. I don't know. I think they were playing tonight. Who were they playing? I don't remember. Anyway. Epiphonium hates shorts and vertical videos. Jade Star. His opinions are like assholes, and there are a lot of assholes that have successful channels only because they talk about how to be successful. So are they really successful? Yeah, that's a good point. We like shorts. Blue Reality. Oh, Pens beat the Blues 6-2. All right, go Pens. Blue Reality said Jade's the one that turned her onto it. The channel getting exponential increase you'd naturally get with a channel 10 times the size of mine. So there you go. seems like the word on shorts is doing all right. Doing all right. Hello, Gary Hubbs. What's going on? Gary Hubbs. My only short has 600 something views. Well, that's pretty good. That's not bad. Man, that's if I have a video that gets 600 views, that's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. Yeah. I had a couple of You Rock shows months ago that got up around like a little over 500, and that's probably been about the maximum, other than the one video that I have, the weird video that I have about my Korg ES1 that gets thousands of views, and it's always in like the top views. It has thousands of views, has not led to any subscribers. Does not lead to subscribers, because I think people like look at it and I think they watch like a minute of it and they're like, oh, this sucks, this is crap, and they turn it off. It has to be, because if you're getting thousands of views on a video and it's not leading to any subscribers, that's got to be not good. Vertical video is a favorite of flat earthers. Yeah, I mean, they're into lots of weird stuff. Reality says they have a thing called Shots on Ultimate Guitar tabs, 1 minute vids, and if you do those, you can download them for YouTube. That's cool. Subs don't make money. Yeah, but you don't make money if you don't have subs. I don't care, to get me up over 1,000. I don't care after that, but I have to care about it right now. Anybody the criminally undersubbed gang. Anybody in the criminally undersubbed gang knows that you got to get up to. You got to get to 1,000, and after that, it's all gravy. But you got to get to 1,000. I don't make those rules. That's what YouTube made. So, Rapture Rap with the band has 260. Isolation Short yesterday has 179. Money, what money? Yeah. Where the real money is in those when you get the affiliate stuff. The affiliate stuff is where the real money is. Let me tell you about What is Squarespace? You know what I like to use is Squarespace. Or there's one that a lot of people do, that NordVPN. Let's talk about NordVPN for a minute. If any of those that are watching, no offense, mean. You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're quality products. YouTube is not what it was before. Hello, Mr. Rock. Yeah, it definitely isn't. I remember the good old days of YouTube, and I kick myself all the time because I could have gotten in early on. And there was no partner program back in these days, but you could make like some goofy videos, and you could easily get thousands of views, thousands of subscribers. And you look at the people that did, and they're huge right now. They're just, killing it. I mean, they're the people who like made YouTube. You think of like Rhett and Link, Good Mythical Morning. I mean, that just started like they just sat at a table and like talked. But they did it back then, and they did like some goofy, like funny videos. They weren't high budget though. But they got in on the ground floor, and were there from the very beginning. The Ched and Esk show. Wasn't that you guys? I think. Oh man, PewDiePie. Yeah, I mean all those people. The Reality says I may or may not ever get monetized, but it won't be because I don't try. I do what I can to manage to make my channel even better and get it seen. That's what we all try to do, I think. Cold Acre says if we knew what we knew back then, we would have cleaned up. I made guitar tutorials back in 2007 that had 70,000 views, but I stopped after 2. See, that's what I'm talking about. And then I think they did send me, like, I might have gotten some kind of offer to like join the partner program or something, because now my old channel, I used to think that my old channel had lots of subscribers, and it actually doesn't. It only has like 8. I regained control of it. I do have control of it. The old Thomas Christ channel. Don't worry about that. It's not important. But I did have videos that had like close to 1,000 views on there, which is, for a channel that only had like a handful of subscribers was pretty crazy. And that just goes to show like what you could do back then. But Gortium said I only made a few cameos on the Chet and Esk show. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, you can always buy views like some people in the community are doing. Strange but true. Yeah, I don't really see the point in that, because they're not real. But hey, if that's what floats your boat. My. So anybody want to talk about any tech issues that they've had that have frustrated them? Because I know that it doesn't matter whether you're on Mac or PC. You're gonna run into issues, and if you have any of those stories, let us know. But yeah, buying views sounds stupid. I agree with Chris there. I can't afford to buy him anyway. Hello, Princess LDG. What's going on? Chris Peasy says my main frustrating tech issue is money. Well, yeah, that's always the big one. Like, money will fix a lot of the problems. Let's see. On the Collective says OTM Bluetooth headphones not working because the wiring in the right side, which has the charger port, is frayed. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong with the stuff that we use, and it's frustrating. Kinger's Music says that sometimes run out of screen space. If only it was screen space I run out of. Let's see. Welcome back, Frank. Good to have you back. Chris Durham says my tech issue is I can't afford some good tech. Yeah, that's the thing. When you got to get by on what you can afford, and the more expensive stuff works better. It's more reliable. Metalhead Hippie, you want to whale this Tuesday? Sure. Send me the details. That'd be cool. I like Jade and Folk and Blueser, so I could rock with them. Anybody else have any tech stuff though that they're 5 years old? Yeah, I had to buy new headphones. Yeah, that'll be awesome. I almost changed this show tonight to a Thomas Christ Live, but that's not the schedule, you know what I mean? Lou Reality says my tech issue is substandard roofing. Oh yeah, I remember you were saying that. You're having issues with leakage. See, that's another thing. That's how it all kind of comes together. If your roof is leaky, that can affect anything that's below it. And water is not good with anything electrical or anything technological. So it all kind of like comes together. It's all fun and games until the leakage, like Chris Peasy always says. Or he said today. I don't know if he always says it. Maybe he always says it. Let's see. Hello, Mix Club. What's going on, Rhett? Rhett, do you have any? Now you've been a guy who's worked in studios and stuff. What kind of tech issues? I know you've had some tech issues recently. You mentioned it, because I think you were struggling with a lot of similar things to what I was struggling with the Mac Mini. Lou Reality says climate change that added extra snow and rain and heat is not what I call helpful either. It makes the seals crack and break and decay and crumble. Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that I try not to think too much about. How the roof that is on this house, when I moved in, I was told it was about at the end of its useful life, and it's still up there. Hasn't been replaced or anything. I try not to think about that too much. I know, poor seals. All right, sounds good, hippie. I will check that out. Let's see. Frank says any construction issues, ask me. Tech issues, ask Thomas or Jade. Oh, I have construction issues, but my biggest construction issue is that, first of all, I'm not handy in any way, shape, or form. And second of all, I can't afford to hire the people who do the things. So I need to be able to afford to hire people that do things around houses and stuff. I need new windows. I need a new roof. So many things. But they all want money, and I don't have it. Not that much. The reality knows a surprising amount about a non-specific array of issues. That can be very, very helpful. The more you know. Yeah, not financial either. Well, I mean, my financial issues are pretty simple, actually. It's like, you need this amount of money, and you have this amount of money. See, your problem is that the money that you need is here, and the money you have is down here. And I think a lot of people can relate to that problem. You don't necessarily need a financial advisor to tell you about that. I think just and anybody can tell you that anybody that can do math knows that if X costs $1,000, let's just say, and you have 400, then you can't, that you got a problem. There isn't anything that can solve that, really. You can borrow more money and then you're just in more debt. But that's not always a great solution. Princess is cooking dinner. That sounds good. Wash the windows in the room with Windex or Windax. This reality sim is hard. Yeah. I want to turn the difficulty level on reality down. It's on hard mode. I want to turn it, like, if I could get it to easy mode, like, maybe that's cheating a little bit, but if I could get it down to, like, medium somewhere, isn't the monetary system great? They thought up this whole idea that you need to have these things, these imaginary things, to be able to access certain goods and services, and I think it was a bad idea. Whenever they thought that up, I think that was not a good idea. Of course, they used to do it. Used to be able to, like, well, I have 50 sheep, and you can, like, build my barn. I'll give you the 50 sheep, and you'll build my barn. So, my knees hurt. Says I have raccoons and opossums outside. I feed them cat food. I feed cats too, but they're shy AF. The wild creatures are not so shy. Well, I have red squirrels, and I love my red squirrels. My red squirrels are there's at least 2 out there. Lately, I've only been seeing, there's a light one and a dark one. Lately, I've only been seeing the light one. I've been feeding them almonds, and they graciously eat the almonds. It's hilarious when you actually catch them in the act, because they'll come down. They come flying down. There's a tree stump, and they sit up on the tree stump, and then they'll come down, and they sneak and steal an almond, and then they run off, and they go bury it somewhere, and then they come back and they steal another little almond, and then they it's hilarious to watch. It's like they don't want to get caught, And a lot of times if they know I'm watching out the window, they won't steal the almonds, because even though I put them out there for them, they don't know that. They won't take the almonds, because they don't trust it. They don't want to be seen. But then you'll walk away for 5 minutes and half the almonds are gone. Well, we know where they went. Mix Club has a skunk. I actually had a skunk. The house that I rented along with a roommate. We rented this house, and it was right. There was a creek that ran right behind the house, and I used to go out, and I smoked cigarettes at the time. I used to go out and smoke in the evening, and these skunk. There were more than one occasion where the skunk would be there, and I could see it, and it could see me, and I would just kind of just slowly back away, okay, hey skunk, what are you doing? You could smell it too. Hey skunky, nice skunky, don't come any closer now. You stay right there, and then I can't even estimate how far away, I don't know, 20, 30 yards or something this thing would be. Live skunk, and I would just slowly back into the house, put the cigarette out, slowly back into the house. I was terrified of that thing. That damn skunk. And they're really cute. Skunks are really cute. If it wasn't for the smelling thing, they're really adorable, actually. Skunks are cool unless you provoke them, yeah. I mean, they probably aren't looking to, spray you. Hey, Hey, Preston Smith's music. What's going on? Yeah. Well, if you might have to go back and watch the replay, and you'll see where I accidentally formatted a hard drive that had a lot of like stuff that I had backed up on. But I was able to get it back, but it cost me almost $100 to do it. Because the software is not free. I would rather get sprayed by 10 skunks than a single mink. When I was a kid, I caught one in a rabbit snare. It was the worst smell of all time, way worse than a skunk. Wow. I didn't know that minks had a smell. I guess they do. I was just reading something about minks and causing a problem in some city it might have been up in Canada somewhere. I don't know. Let's see. Epiphonium says, "Don't piss off a skunk, or it will piss off on you." Yeah, that's kind of like what they do. Preston Smith said, "I'm familiar with data recovery. It's hard to do." Well, so I had to run this. It was called Disk Drill. I had to run this software on the drive and all night, and it found the stuff. Fortunately, I realized what I had done like right after I did it, before I started saving new stuff on there. So it was able to recover most of the stuff. There was a couple videos that got that didn't come all the way back, but yeah. Let's see. Minks have a glands. Yeah. Metalhead Hippie just got Fuzzlord Space Master Echo Pedal. That's cool. That's very cool. Hey, Desolate Morning, what's going on? We're kind of talking about tech problems that you may have had or are having currently, and this is the place to vent. Oh God, ransomware! I don't even want to think about that stuff. Preston said, I've done data recovery. I totally understand. Yeah. Let's see. Mix Club said, just got the Tone King amp sim. It's badass. All right. That sounds cool. Well, I just got Amplitude 5 Max. And that's been blowing my mind. I also got Effectrix, Sugar Bytes Effectrix, which I used to have on the old computer. We won't talk about how that came to be, but anyway, I got it for the Mac here, and if you don't, Effectrix has been around forever, but it's pretty sick what it does. You put that on your drums, and it just does. Or you can put it on anything. You put it on anything. It slices it. It dices it. It affects things. It has time-based effects. Like I don't know. I think about 8 or so time-based effects. It chops stuff up and it mangles things, and what comes out the other end is crazy. Princess is about to eat a late dinner. All right, well, enjoy that dinner. Preston says, the program I graduated from was called Microcomputer Management. Data recovery was the hardest but most satisfying recovery job. Help desk was the worst job. Yeah. I became an artist and guitarist instead. There you go. That's the way. Oh, man. Hanging with TC and watching Judas Priest performing on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame show. That's pretty cool. Judas Priest. Breaking the law. Was that on is that on TV somewhere, or is that streaming? Probably on YouTube someplace. That kicks ass. Judas Priest still kicking, man. That guy's old as fuck, but he's still rocking. It's like we were talking about we were talking somewhere about Rolling Stones. I think it was on U Rock recently. We were talking about Rolling Stones and how they still go and do their tour every year. They're almost 80 years old. I think a couple of them might actually be past 80. And they still go. And like, you think about people that are like 80. I know people that are in their 70s and they're like all hunched over and can't do anything and can't walk and can't and then these guys are just out on stage like they're freaking in their 30s. If you can age like Keith Richards and Mick Jagger, you're doing all right. Rob is one of the greatest metal singers of all time. Yeah, he is. He's got amazing range. He can hit those high notes. Like, that was back when all the metal singers were hitting high notes. I don't know why that was a thing, but that was a thing in the 80s with the super high vocals. Who was another one who was really underrated? He's not so good now, but he used to be amazing. Sebastian Bach of Skid Row. Sebastian Bach, his vocals were crazy, man. He was good. He was really good. It was the tight pants, says Gary Hubbs. Absolutely. That probably factors into it. Another one too, King Diamond. And this guy can still do it. King Diamond can still do it. It's goes all up there. It's crazy. It's crazy. Just look up some like concert footage of King Diamond. This guy with this Vince Neil is a vocal genius. He also loves hamburgers a lot. Well, I mean, Vince Neil can't sing anymore. Fact, yeah, Sebastian Bach on Trailer Park Boy. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, he was on there. What man, Trailer Park. I used to love Trailer Park Boys. I don't know what they're doing anymore. Because unfortunately, John Dunsmore passed away, and now there's no Mr. Leahy. Can't have Trailer Park Boys without Mr. Leahy in the Drinky Poos. He never could sing. Yeah. I thought some of the early stuff was pretty good, but certainly not anymore. Kickstart My Hamburger. You gotta watch if you haven't seen. Oh my god, if you haven't seen the Vince Neil cameos. I've talked about him before. His cameo, especially that one that he did, or he mixed up the guy's name. It was supposed to be like Darren or something, and he called him Decker. Hey man, Decker. And then he Dr. Frygood. And he looked bad. He looked so bad in all of these cameos. He's on Cameo. You got to pay him like $400 some, and he gets on there and he's just like, "Hey man, it's Vince Neil, man. I'm Dr. Feelgood, man." Ridiculous, just ridiculous. I can't believe people pay for this shit. Grills. Snout at the devil. You guys are killing me. You guys are killing me with this stuff. Let's see. But yeah, no, the cameo with Vince Neil is Shout at the Devil Damn. Man, they had some good songs too. There was a slip up too. There was a slip up recently where I think it was this summer where Tommy Lee apparently plays drums with a backing track. I don't really have a big problem with any of this, but apparently there was like the song started and he hadn't even started playing drums yet. And the drums were there. Yeah. The Collective says these singers should find Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy. Results on his students are awesome. I just think they're I don't know. Some of the vocalists age really well, and some don't. Some don't. My knees hurt. Said Tommy Lee was injured on tour. I don't know. I just saw this. I just know there was this clip, and the song started, and he, the drums were going, and he wasn't playing, and right away, she's got the dish that kills. Jade says, I saw a Striper and it was virtually 70% backing tracks. So much for God being on their side. I mean, I don't have any problem with backing tracks. I think more for like solo artists. If you're a band, I don't know. I mean, you have to use some backing tracks. I know a lot of bands do, but you should be honest about it. Did he fall out of the drum spinner? He may have. I don't know. Went back at it though fairly quickly. Oh Lord. Oh Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Did I say hello to Gregory O'Sullivan? I don't know if I did. But in case it falls. My knees hurt. I have no issues remembering my favorite songs from the tapes. I was a teacher for too many years. Being in front of the crowd, you're going to make mistakes. Yeah. Mix Club says it's sickening the amount of it today in the modern country road acts. Oh, yeah. I mean, in anything that's country or pop, like, anything that's country or pop, it's going to be, you're lucky if they even sing live. Gore Team says, I seen Bob Dylan around 2012. His Vox were like a chainsaw. I didn't mind. Was Bob Dylan ever that much of a vocalist? He just kind of say, man. Well, there's man. I don't know. Is it singing? I guess it's singing. I hope Apple release a Motley Crue sound pack for us to. It'd be better than the stuff that they usually give us. Hell, I'd take a Motley Crue over the latest, whatever pop hip hop thing to remix a guy I've never even heard of, like the more recent one. Like, you posted about it, other people have talked about it, and I don't think we need any more remix packs really though, because you can't do anything. What do we do with a remix pack? It's like I play around with it. It's fun. They make these really for like the kids. They make these for the young kids, for kids to play around with, and they might be fun for the younger crowd that's into that kind of music, I guess, but it's not really useful though. Other than the only thing that's useful about it is you can pick apart a song and see how they put these tracks together and stuff. You get to see kind of inside the track, but it's a copyrighted thing, so you can't do anything real with it. Can you imagine Bob Dylan talking to a record exec and singing his first demo, and he got hired? Not making anything new by remix a thing. Jade said I'd trade every pack for GarageBand, in GarageBand for a limiter remover. Yeah. Totally. On the iOS version, because you have it. This is the thing that doesn't make sense with GarageBand. There's stuff in the iOS version that isn't in the Mac version. There's also stuff in the Mac version that isn't in the iOS version. They can't even get the two things. Like, you would think at this point they should be basically the same, but they're totally different. They're two totally different things. And if you can have a limiter remover, if you could turn off the auto normalization in the GarageBand Mac version, why can't you do it in the iOS version? Also, if you have the beat sequencer and you have live loops in the iOS version, albeit a stripped down version of it compared to Logic, why can't you have that in the Mac version? Doesn't make sense. you know. I'm not even sure. Like I kind of want to do an experiment. Although my GarageBand, because the sound library for GarageBand and Logic is fucked at the moment because of that whole formatting issue. But I'd be interested to see if you have something with the beat sequencer. It probably you could translate that. You could probably take that over to the Mac, but you're not going to get the beat sequencer though. That's the thing. So it's weird. I don't really know why they do it that way. Brad just saw some footage from the Pantera show. Sounds like Phil is struggling quite a bit. Zach and Charlie sound good. Rex too. Well, the problem with that is you don't have unfortunately, Dimebag is not with us anymore, and I'm not a big fan of Phil Anselmo. I think he's kind of a dickhead, actually. Maybe more than kind of a dickhead. From what I've heard, he's a pretty big dickhead. They did make some good songs, but I'm not sure how much I support Pantera because of Phil. Gorteam says, I once formatted the wrong hard drive. Ain't no worse feeling. Yeah. Jade Star said, I watched a bunch of the Pantera gigs. To be fair, it was their first gig. They were always crap live. Yeah. I can't really speak to. I don't know that I've seen a lot of. Of course I haven't searched it out. A lot of Pantera footage. I just am not a big fan of the lead singer. So I kind of. Hey, that's just it, Brad. He's heard him say some really racist shit. It was bad. Apparently he was changed, but I doubt it. Yeah, I kind of doubt it too. Let's see. Now, you know I don't hold back. You know I don't hold back on that kind of stuff. Massive Pantera fan. So, yeah. It is hard. It is hard. Like, look, I had to go through this whole same thing with... I was a big Marilyn Manson fan. Everybody knows that. I was a big Manson fan. And then the shit came out about him about, 2 years ago. And, the writing was on the wall. I should have seen that coming. But I've had to, I don't even listen to his music anymore. Because of who he is and the kind of person that he is. And it's tough. Where do you draw that line? I don't know. There's so many great songs written by people. I mean, you can go back to even like Jerry Lee Lewis, Great Balls of Fire, and that guy was messed up. Desolate Morning says Phil and Manson are poo heads, but I like their singing. Well, one thing that did make it easier one thing that made it easier with Manson was that he was great back in the day. He was awful in recent years. That does make it a little bit easier. When he was a shadow of his former self already. So it was a little easier to, it wasn't like he was at the pinnacle of his career or anything at the time. Phil Anselmo isn't awesome. Thomas Christ. Yeah. If AC/DC wants to hire Axl Rose to sing, it's them. They rock all day. End of the day, it doesn't directly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just up to the individual. Like, do you want to support these people? Preston Smith says here, yeah, it kind of sucks when your heroes fall, even though we always knew sometimes they fall hard. Absolutely. Yeah, that was my thought too. Axl Rose is an AC/DC. Axl Rose, like, he's Dan Eckberg says I like Pantera, but Phil is a dirtbag. Dimebag was such a cool guy from what I've heard. Yeah, I've heard great things about. I've heard good things about Dimebag. I can't can't speak to him. Jade Star said a woman here in Australia had her face mangled in the crowd at the latest Gunners show when Axl threw his mic into the crowd and hit her in the face. Jesus Christ. See, that's the thing. Like, I was trying to think of like Axl Rose. He's been a dickhead, but it's mainly just like typical rock and roll bullshit, from what I've heard. You know, he's very difficult to work with. And maybe not now. Like, he seems like he's more chill now than he was back then. I don't know, but I know, like, with that whole like Chinese democracy thing and all the, you know, the whole thing with Slash, and Gortium says I support Thomas Christ until his inevitable controversy. Yeah, that's coming sooner or later. Typical adult temper tantrums. Yeah. Gary says I think Axl elevated to being a dick thing. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can go back all the way back to like when they were touring with Metallica and they caused that whole like riot. It was in Canada, and because he just didn't show up that night, and people were not happy about that. Also, Axl Rose is another one that, as a vocalist, he used to be amazing, but you know, you heard him lately. He sounds like Mickey Mouse now. He sounds like Mickey Mouse these days. Welcome to the jungle. Axl Rose with a deteriorated voice yeah, exactly. He can still get up high, but he doesn't have the power anymore. So he just sounds like Mickey. Hi, boys and girls. Do you know where you are? You're in the jungle. Oh, my. Gary says, here in Vancouver, we riot over Stanley Cups lost. And yeah. Squeaky Rose. Don't swear if you don't want to. We'll do what we want as well. Oh, man. I'm glad you guys are all here. I'm glad you're enjoying this show. I don't even know what's going on anymore. We're just having fun. Don't say fuck. I said fuck, though. Oops. Welcome to the fun and games. Mickey Rose. Man, Axl's going to watch this video, and he's going to come and find me. He's a petty motherfucker. He's like, oh, this kid talking about me, this guy talking about me on the internet. What is this all about? Yeah, glad you made it to something. I'm glad to have you here. Yeah. So I never know. Like I do this show, and this is kind of like my just fuck around show, and this is kind of just my fuck around show. I don't know what, I don't have a grand plan when I go into this. Today I was kind of frustrated still about all the tech issues I've had. So I thought, well, fuck it. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to just talk about that a little bit. And I'm sure that people will relate to that experience. And, yep. So they say with YouTube you're not supposed to say bad words in the first minute or two, so I try to avoid that. I think I missed something. There's something I missed in the chat. Obviously, I do miss things from time to time. It's cool to say fuck. Aflac. Rest in peace, Gilbert Godfrey. He was the voice. Gilbert Godfrey. I'm gonna start doing impressions, and that's not gonna go well. I asked a question, but I'll find it. Oh. Question: can I capture MIDI from a device, eDrums, that is plugged into another USB MIDI device interface? Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I'm trying to think. Well, I think you would have to plug the E drums directly into the computer. I don't know if you would. I don't know if you plugged it into the interface. Yeah. I mean, I know if you just plugged it in the computer, it would work. They have Reaper and E drums here. Don't have enough USB ports. You can get a USB hub. What you need is a USB hub, and you can get them. You can get a powered one. Like usually for like the iOS devices and stuff, you need the powered hub. For a regular PC or Mac, you can just you can use an unpowered hub, and that'll give you all the ports you need. Sometimes the hubs can cause issues, but usually they work pretty well with most things. Of course, you get the more things you plug in, it can cause conflicts and things. Just like anything in life, when you bring more people in, sometimes there's conflicts, and hubs comes with the whole band. Yeah, hubs for the win. There you go. But yeah, I would just get it. I would get a USB hub. No, it was a good joke. Let's see. And and we broke news for someone. Desolate Morning didn't know that Gilbert Gottfried was dead. That happened. That was was it this year? I think it was earlier this year, actually. There you go. You can join the Thomas Christ official Discord. I'm thinking about changing it. Right now, it's called the Antisocial Club. I'm thinking of changing it to the Criminally Undersubbed Discord. Don't have Discord. Well, you can get it. It's easy. I didn't have Discord at one point, and then I went there and I typed in stuff, and I have it now. It is a good place, Yeah, the Criminally Undersubbed gang. Coming to a place near you. Preston says, I think I might have an internal slot for another USB card. I'd prefer not to use a hub except for lights and things that need power. Yeah, I mean, if you put another USB card in, that would work as well. Mr. Smith says, music eDrum module into MIDI on interface, then record onto a MIDI track in your DAW with input channel set to multi. Yeah, that would work too. Drummer says, does anyone have Easy Drummer? Is it worth it? I used to have a version of that, I think. It was okay. I'm kind of more into just like using samples these days, but my kind of music is not I do industrial music, and the drums are supposed to sound bad in a way. So the best thing that there is out right now is Extinction Level Event, which is Glenn Fricker's it's a thing that works through the Contact player. Jade Starr has done a video about it, and that's if you want real like drums for like metal type music, that's the way to go. Metal or rock. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it if you want like the super realistic drums. He just put it back on sale. Is it back on sale again? I'd like to give Glenn's a try. You should definitely, if you want like the best realistic metal drums that you can get, that's definitely up there. And it's not like some of those things are like super. Some of those things are super expensive. His is priced fairly reasonably, even when it's not on sale. But if it is on sale, that's even better. I don't know. I didn't hear that it was back on sale. I didn't get it the last time just because really there's two issues at play. One of them is not having enough money, and Mix Club is saying $50 at the moment, so that's pretty good. One of them is not having enough money, and the other one is not having enough storage space, because obviously storage space is an issue for me. So they do take up a good chunk of several gigs, but it is worth it. Will Fricker stop shouting at me if you buy them? Probably not. The truth of the matter is probably not. Price. Well, so let's add it to the wish list when I win $1 million. Yeah. Yeah, money does fix storage space issues too. Mix Club says I tend to watch his vids when I wake up, so I'm in a good mood for the day. Glenn can't stop shout. That's default. What are you guys doing? Get here! You think I'm gonna stop shouting at you? I'm not gonna stop shouting at you. I'm gonna keep shouting at you. I'm gonna shout at you until don't make me not shout at you. Damn it. If Glenn is not shouting, we have a problem. Gore Team says I only use his free shit. He has free shit. I didn't know there was free shit. Other than the videos. As a Canadian, I find him refreshing break on the stair. Yeah, I love Glenn Fricker, man. He's he speaks his mind. He's another one that speaks his mind. Whatever he's got, he'll let you know about it. Oh shit, I submit a track last week for fun, forgot to put the link in, but I got put in the bangers list. Oh. Okay. But yeah, he's been doing mix reviews like pretty often actually. And I think the mix reviews, the funny thing about the mix reviews is I think it softened him up. Because I know like when he first started, like everything sucked. This sucks. What is this? I can't listen to more than a second of this. It sucks. And then I think he started to realize over time, like maybe I should start like giving people advice instead of just and maybe I should be a little more patient and like help people get better instead of just telling them their shit sucks. And a lot of the things that get sent in aren't that great, you know. That is fair. But I think he realized pretty early on that like if he's gonna do these mix reviews, he's gonna have to actually like try to like help people. So, yeah. I don't know. Early on, it seemed like he just kind of was like, no, this sucks. No, this isn't. I'm not listening to this. This is crap. And then like the rare song he would like. But I think as time went on and as he did it more and more, he actually did like start to be a little more like patient and a little more like, oh, this is what you need to do. Well, you know, I don't like this, but I think, you know, if you change this, which made it infinitely more helpful. Brad said Glenn did a review of one of my songs and liked it. I was honored, but he loves Hubsy too. Hubsy made a top 10 list, I think. Wow. I actually haven't caught a show in a while. I know the last, and it probably was around the last time I watched it, was Kev Hart sent the track in and did pretty well on there. Not surprisingly. I sent the song to the mix review and did everything wrong. Oh, don't do everything wrong, man. Jade Starr knows about that, 'cause she sent the track in and it was in mono. And apparently he was not too happy about that. I could just see, you know. But yeah, you gotta follow all the rules. You gotta do it the way he has it set up, or else it's gonna be a bad time. Hubs does rock. Yeah, he does. He definitely does. Early on it was free, but people pay now, so he has to say something. Yeah. I think the last time that I kind of caught it, people were, I think it was free, but people were paying to get like moved up or something. But yeah. Yeah, Mono is not going to go over too well with him. Yeah, let's all rock in the ways that we do. Because yes, very well said. I think we could kind of wrap things up on that note. I like that. She added the wrong track to the video. Didn't pay attention. Added the Mono Master I made for phasing. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You got to pay attention to the details with Glenn Fricker because, there might not be a next time. Well, if you pay him, there will be. If you pay him, he'll give you unlimited chances. No, who could blame him? Anyway, but I think I like what Gary said here. Every one of us rocks. We need to find the ways that we rock and lift people up, never punch down. Absolutely. I'm all about that. Exactly. So let's keep punching up. Let's punch up and not punch down. That's the mistake a lot of comedians make in these days. And they wonder why they get canceled. You get canceled because you're punching down instead of punching up. So let's punch up. Let's punch at the power and not punch at each other or at people that we think are beneath us or whatever. And that's the way to do it. So with that, I thank you all for hanging out tonight. This was a good hangout. And I appreciate it. And I want to end also by thanking the people who make this all possible. And that would be the Solid Gold Rockers. And that's Brad Example, Rock and Ron Ward, Wolfstone Studio, 15th Ben, Joe and Barry Glenn, Folk Punk, Gregory O'Sullivan, the Lily Pillies, Manny of the Lily Pillies, Tremor Bear, Frank Terzo, and JDL. That's who I've got so far for the month of December. And I do need to put a post out for the November folks, so I'll be doing that very soon. And so keep a lookout for that. And still thinking about doing something fun for the Christmas. And also I'm going to be doing, so don't forget, get your tracks in for You Rock. And I'm hoping to do something special for the Christmas You Rock show. That'll be the Wednesday before Christmas. And so keep an eye out for that. All right, guys. That's gonna be the hangout. We're gonna call it a hangout. Let's call it a hangout for tonight. I thank you all once again for being here and for hanging out. And I hope that you all have a great rest of your weekend. And of course, much love and keep rocking, everybody. Take care.